What's going on, beautiful people? It's Edward McFarland Jr. here with the Emcstats Sports Report. And whether or not college football should continue on throughout the fall season is the million-dollar question in the sports world currently. Now, it's easy to be like, man, why the college ADs didn't just plan accordingly for COVID-19? But if we are keeping it all the way real, back when the pandemic first hit in March, the ADs, along with everybody else and their mama, probably thought the virus would have been long gone by now. And yet, here we are. And not only has the virus not gone anywhere, there is also a lingering effect called myocarditis that Boston Red Sox pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez was diagnosed with when he announced he would sit out this season. Myocarditis is inflammation of the heart muscles. If it is left untreated, it can cause irreplaceable heart damage in addition to cardiac arrest that can lead to death, according to the National Institutes of Health. And in an article by ESPN, a doctor by the name of Jonathan Dresner, who advises the NCAA on cardiac arrest issues, said this: myocarditis existed long before the coronavirus. It's less than 10% of the causes for cardiac arrest deaths. If a player does have it, they could potentially have to sit out a season to fully recover. And if they're not tested for it, they can feel perfectly fine not knowing they have myocardial inflation. But luckily for some players, myocarditis has been found already throughout the Power 5 conferences, as another doctor by the name of Matthew Martinez said he received calls from physicians from at least a dozen Power 5 schools who have identified more than a dozen athletes with myocarditis symptoms after having COVID. And he added that those with symptoms showed no signs of having myocarditis. Whether through sponsorship deals, multimedia rights, TV deals, ticket sales, and other streams of revenue, all schools are different in terms of how they go about making the bulk of their money. But with the Power 5 schools, the way they are different is that if they decide not to play college football in the fall, they will be ripping their financial guts out. According to sources, if all the Power 5 schools decided not to play college football in the fall, they will be losing collectively over $4 billion. And right now, only the Big Ten and Pac-12 have decided not to play college football in the fall. As for the ACC, SEC, and Big 12, they are staring the coronavirus in the face as they have decided to move forward with their college football season in the fall. Now, are they aware of the health concerns? Of course they are. But the NCAA has left it up to the schools to responsibly determine if they have the resources to frequently test for the coronavirus and myocarditis. Does every school have those resources? Probably not, which is why, as of right now, out of the 130 FBS schools, more than 50 of them have decided not to have college football in the fall. And with that, NCAA President Mark Emmert said on last Thursday that there will be no Division I championships for fall sports in 2020 because most schools have either canceled or postponed their fall sporting seasons. But check this here out. The whole no championship for fall sports does not apply to the money train of college football.
Nothing stops the money train.
Even though the NCAA said that schools must honor the scholarships of student athletes who decide to sit out this season because of COVID health concerns, if I were a player, my biggest concern would be, what if I do decide to play football in this season? And not only will I potentially get COVID, I could also get a lingering effect like myocarditis or something else that is yet to be discovered. And it's so damaging to my overall heart or health that I can't even think about going to play in the pros and make millions because of my newfound health condition, all because I tried to play college football during the pandemic. But yo, not everybody is a Trevor Lawrence. This was probably going to be my breakout season that was going to help me get to the league and make my millions. I need some film to climb up in the draft. Hey, I hear you, player. Trust me, I do. But to that I say, at least now you know why to play or not to play college football is truly $1 million question. But yo, don't trip. Not every school is completely canceling college football this season. Some schools are actually exploring options to play college football in the spring.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, quick note, The NBA playoffs do start today. Russell Westbrook will sit out against OKC as he has a core injury that he's currently nursing. And for the Utah Jazz, Michael Conley left the NBA bubble for the birth of his child. He will be out a couple games as they're getting ready to go up against Denver. And the Portland Trailblazers did beat out Memphis for the 8th seed to go up against the Lakers. I'm Edward McFarland Jr., and this is your Emcstats Report. Make sure you follow me for playoffs coverage and all your other sports coverage.